Alright, hey again out there. Welcome back to part 164. We're moving on up in part numbers nowadays. But yeah, last time we dug out a chunk for about 2 hours and we're about to do it again because it's still not done. Um, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to turn on the mob switch this time. Not really feeling like it. I might later on. I don't really want to right now just 'cause I don't feel like actually going over there again. I got a bit of a burst of motivation right now that I want to try and take advantage of. But yeah, anyways, we are currently on part 164, but I meant to say we're actually on day 1676. Whoops, either way, still counts. And we're just gonna grab some firework rockets real quick while I'm still thinking about it. Pick those up. Here we go, it's a nice half stack. And there we go. We'll also grab a couple extra empty boxes just to have. Well, pretty much a lot of them actually. We need quite a bit of them. But yeah, we got a nice bit of empty shulker boxes here to choose from. Storage is still there, and we need to do a. Oh, not my lights are on. All right. Want to do a couple of checks before I head out again today. Mainly the iron farm. That was a weird jump. It's a mix of an elytra and also jump boost. Still haven't gotten to any overflow, which is good. Um, Other issue being that we need to check, see, oh, wait, oh, there's a minecart. That still actually hasn't gotten broken yet. And there's another thing I want to see. If we hit F3 and G here, you can see that our farm here is actually not all contained within a chunk, and it's actually too big to even be contained. I just luckily had built like the very edge of it on the edge of a chunk. You can see we got a bit that extends. Um, this could definitely get reworked somehow on my own time to where we would move that a little bit closer to fit into here. Um, because I still want to fit everything within a chunk. So we'll see how that ends up going, but who knows? You know, I still would like to try and get everything fit within a single chunk if I could help it, but it might not happen for the shulker farm at least. Definitely should for the iron farm. Those things are pretty small, but we'll just leave those in there for now, and out we go. Almost bonked straight up into the ceiling with that. But yeah, we can get out of here pretty quick. And then it should be a quick little flight out to the area. Might take some time here to light up the island as well once I drop these shulker boxes off. Here we are. This is the entire island. As you saw it from above, it's actually pretty small here. Nothing too big. Again, we'll see how it goes when it comes to the mob switch, so I just want to light some stuff up first, at least, and then we'll kind of play it by ear. But yeah, last time we made it down to like Y23 or something like that. So we're getting pretty deep down. We still have not hit deep slate, however, but that's fine. Kind of does take a while to do, so can't expect to rush it, you know. Just dump all those away. We'll keep that, and we'll keep those two. And then we'll just, I want to see if this fall kills me too. I'm just genuinely kind of curious. It won't kill me because, again, totem, but I just want to see the damage. But now it's 3.5 hearts, and then I recover it pretty quickly with saturation here. So, not too bad. We hit F3 and G, and it was actually Y26. So, we'll just go ahead and do what we've done in the past. Just pick a corner. That was 4 blocks, not 3. I find 3 to be a little bit easier to mine out, like in these kinds of sections, so. I see, now you can see for sure that the mob switch was actually the thing keeping all this shit out of here. Wow, there's quite a lot of junk. I think it's for the best that we go back and turn it on. I lit up a little bit before, but if this is where our wall is, it does kind of. Nah, I guess I could get away with not doing it. Fuck it. Why not? I need to go do it anyways. I don't need to, but I really should. So we'll just peace on out real quick. What do I want to head? Positive X, negative Z. Right, this way. Alright. I really ought to build another portal there on that island. It's just, I don't want to because, not for a while, because the chunk loader needs to go in. And the, where the chunk loader should go is a good question to ask. And I'm kind of tempted to put it at the very bottom. I think reasonably that should be where it should go because then it'll go all the way up to the top. It's just getting down there would be like kind of a pain for like no extra reason other than just to be a pain. But realistically, it probably should go near the middle, like near the surface of the farming area. Have its own proper little section for it. It is starting to lag pretty bad here. Wow, okay. I'm sure it'll warm up once we kind of fly around a little bit. But yeah, that is pretty severe. Can we like cool it a little bit? Like, geez. Wow, 9 FPS. Good God. Yeah, okay. It did not like that. Go. And we'll just pop on down to the good old nether portal here real quick. And go turn on the mob switch. Not that I can't fight everything that comes across my way, I just don't really want to, honestly. I've got the armor for it. I always put my chestplate on down there, especially since I had that area like mapped out a little bit better. I know I'm not just gonna fall in like a 300-foot cave and like die from fall damage or anything like that, where I'd want to have an elytra on to like glide safely. But it just makes things a little bit easier for me, honestly, since this is more just of about digging a hole rather than digging a hole and fighting or like exploring. It's just digging the damn hole. There's nothing else to it at the moment. But hey, who knows? Okay. So it's in the overworld side, but not the nether side. So we're gonna have to pop on over really quickly just to reload. There we go. The ominous amount of wardens still is very sketchy to be around, but it's fine. We still could and probably should at some point make another mob switch, but for the Nether, it's just what we did in the Overworld some time ago, but just they're stored in the Nether instead of the Overworld for the wardens. But again, that is always it can be unforgiving if you mess up. I messed up once doing it before. It didn't kill me or wouldn't have led to get me getting killed or anything like that. But the room I put him in, because I was just gonna have them all sitting on like a vine or like scaffolding, so they would all like always climb up and all that. So kind of disables that kind of like collision when they're all climbing. It did not, and I had to try and suffocate like 40 wardens between entity cramming and like gravel. So and the hard part too was actually doing it because I had a twisted vine and string, so the string was to stop the vine from growing. But because it was a vine, it also meant that they you couldn't just place gravel right on top of it and call it a day since it would break off. So I had to figure out a way how to get the wardens away from it enough to like break the vine without hitting one of them by accident at all. Because if I do, then they immediately get aggroed, and then I had to like flee like immediately. And then I think I haven't ever had a chance to really test it or like figure it out, but I'm pretty sure once you aggravate one warden like that, you probably aggravate all of them like that. So it's not good to say the least. It is very very risky, but I ended up doing it. I ended up pulling it off, so that was cool. But I just don't want to do it again. With the another one. And the nether one is only specifically useful for the wither skeleton one. Like it's I don't know, like the nether mob switch, I go there fully expecting and like wanting to like fight shit. But like in the overworld, I'm just where I pretty much am most of the time. I kind of want to just be able to like kind of quote unquote turn off like mob spawns just so that way I have some peace for a little bit. But it's never actually really turning it off. Obviously, again, it's kind of the point of a mob switch is it's fully vanilla, all that kind of shit. It just is nice to have for some little shit every now and then, like for doing this stuff. So they'll already have despawned because of the fact that that I left the area and I wasn't like 128 blocks to do anything about it, which is fine. But they won't come back. Like they should already be back by now. No, given how they normally spawn, they would have already been back. But if we go ahead and peek out here, there's nothing. You can even still see the old XP from all the shit that I had shot out here, like the spider, and I think I shot a creeper or something over there. But otherwise it's back to being empty, which is always pretty nifty. And again, we would see something actually spawn by now, or we would have already seen something on the way down here. But now there's nothing. Which again, one of the reasons why they're so damn cool. Makes the game a lot easier when you don't have to deal with them. But mainly for the Nether, honestly, I probably won't make one. I'm still am considering it because it will get very difficult to remake the Wither Skeleton farm without it. Um, but honestly, now that I have so many more resources, because I was doing it without fire resistance at the time, but now that I have significantly more resources, and the other thing too was trying to make sure I killed the blazes quick enough so they didn't set the carpet spawn proofing on fire. But now that that won't be an issue anymore, reasonably speaking, I shouldn't have really that bad of an issue doing this anymore. I should be able to just basically I'm just trying to spawn proof a ton of the nether around the nether fortress because I've already done the fortress. It's the actual nether that needs to be spawn proof now. And then once that ends up happening, then I can like replace all the nether brick with dirt or whatever that needs to go in that cross section, and then plant wither roses on it, so that way only wither skeletons spawn. They're still lured by the same piglin, but now it's a lot more efficient because a lot more of the nether can't spawn anything, and also the only wither skeletons will be able to live long enough to actually do anything, because the other ones will just die off about immediately since they're getting hit by the wither effect from the wither roses. So it I should have enough of a stockpile to at least complete a good chunk of it. I just don't know if it would be all of it is the other issue. And we'd probably like do some measurements to find out, and I'd have to find like a better design for it and all that. But that'll probably be one of the first farms I redesign, along with the Froglight farm, because Froglights are honestly cool as fuck. But like, mine was just a quick and easy thing to make because 1.19 was still new, and like, I also wanted to use the Froglights for building myself personally. So, because they are very pretty, they're just kind of a massive pain in the ass to get a hold of in large amounts. But if you've ever worked with them before, I'm sure you know that already. But I'll probably rebuild that one pretty quickly too, since they're not too hard. You just make a magma cube farm and a basalt delta biome above the nether roof, which I already have. And then the hard thing is getting the I want to say magma blocks is like the thing you have to actually build the platform out of, but I'm not so sure about that. Powdered snow is something I know where to get. It's just going out there and getting it, and I have already like I literally have like a shulker box like dedicated to it as well in my storage, so it's not like that's hard either. But it definitely will just be a little annoying. It's not difficult, is all. But one of the big handicaps as well that I've been playing with for quite a while, and it's not really a handicap more than it is just like negligence. Redstone, lack of redstone for that matter. I was very poor on redstone for ages, and I still technically am right now. But again, with those clerics trades, like I was talking about yesterday, I can buy like a whole fucking shulker box of redstone in like a single day with like minimal effort. I couldn't even mine that much in like 3 days at all. It couldn't even happen within like 2 weeks. But the big thing for me is I hate being AFK at stuff, which is why I literally have not touched the Froglight farm because I haven't had a desperate need for it, and I hate being dedicated like AFK at a single spot because I'm not going to leave my computer running overnight to do that. And also because again, I do like actually like playing the fucking video game like on camera instead of just here's 8 hours of footage of me literally asleep doing nothing. Have fun, because again, I do like recording all this. So it's very important to me that when it comes to certain farms like that, they are, and it's the same deal with the gold farm too. If it has to be like a farm where it spawns mobs that it relies on for it to work. So again, the Froglight farm, the gunpowder and string farm, which that one's a little bit of an exception since that one's actually like next to my base, so that one's a little different. Um, oh shit, I forgot to check on the slime farm. The so the Froglight farm, the gold farm, um, shit, what else? The Wither Rose farm too, when that eventually happens, I suppose. Those kinds of farms where you have to be there to use them and they can't be automated fully with redstone because like you have to be around it for the actual mobs to spawn. It's very important to me that those kinds of farms end up being like as humanly efficient as possible without like fucking like really breaking the game and like some highly like technical build or whatever. It's between like getting a tutorial for it, but also like making some like crazy fucking like over the like complete overkill. You know, it's kind of one of the big things is making a farm that's total overkill. It's like the Wither Skeleton farm. I use it for bones on top of the coal. The Wither Skulls are nice only up to a certain point because once you have enough beacons, you kind of don't need more beacons unless you want them for like. I could probably use them for decoration, but that's not the point right now. But when it only relies on wither skeletons to actually get the things that you need, it's important that it's like ridiculously fucking efficient because I don't want to sit there for 2 hours just there. Even if I had an auto clicker and all that, I again hate being away from my computer when it comes to shit like that. Mainly because I'm honestly extremely paranoid about just being asleep and then like dying in game and all that. And then it's like, well, that fucking sucks. It was totally avoidable because I could have just not AFK'd. And again, it's just kind of lame too, you know. Like AFK farms are honestly pretty great, like, but it's still something I want to record regardless, and it just, you know, it kind of throws things out of bounds. And then yeah, you've AFK'd and you've gotten one amount, you've gotten one material, but you've gotten like an ungodly amount of it. Good job. Like it's, you know, kind of whatever. Like, I'd rather take the time to build some like crazy fucking efficient farm and just kind of get it knocked out of the way because it'll actually just keep remaining useful. There are some farms again that I'll like keep towards my base a little bit more. That like do require mobs to spawn, but like I can just be around it. So like mainly the gunpowder and string farm are like the big examples. Because I'm always near that area, so there's always something there at the bare minimum. And since it's passive enough, it doesn't really matter how much spawns as long as something does. Although I do need to get rid of its ceiling so I can actually create more layers out of it. But you know, I can't do that when I'm in the Nether unless I have like a Nether base. And for the Nether one too, if I wanted to really like do a ton of efficient shit, I would have to have like I'd have to somehow find like the perfect set of conditions where it would have to be like and it would have to be a base too. It wouldn't just be like a good area. I'd actually have to be like willing to like spend a lot of time there building or like doing shit for it to really be worth anything. But it would have to be a Nether fortress combined with a basalt delta biome, so that way I could fit a wither skeleton farm and hopefully a you know Froglight farm within the same chunk. And then not to mention too, the spacing for it would definitely be kind of wacky because you know both of those rely on mob spawning and all that. And there's only a certain point where you can do that. So it wouldn't even be like a chunk loader thing. It would be a hey, can I actually fucking pull this off kind of thing. I probably could, but it you know takes some time. Gotta plan it out. It's a whole logistical thing, but it's not too bad. It's doable. We need more stone, right? We'll just fucking I don't know. Find this shit out here real quick. There we go. It's a little bit extra stone. It's also just kind of interesting to take on a challenge like this too. Just trying to like find. A lot of my tutorials are gonna just come from YouTube videos again. I mean that one's not really a surprise, and that's okay. Of course, there will be links to that when that does eventually come around. But the main thing is making sure that they either are small or if they aren't as small as I would like them to be, can I actually like retrofit them to be like smaller? And I probably could, which is also the other like nice challenging bit is like, can I actually do something a little bit more unique there? You know. But and it's a nice change of pace too, and it is gonna actually help out big time in the long run. Especially again with the bamboo turning into bamboo logs, and you can turn those into bamboo planks now. That's honestly a big deal for me since I actually have never really had an automatic wood farm until that's gonna happen. So it's a very big deal for me to have like a very very crazy good like bamboo farm with its own like shulker box loader and like literally everything you could want. Like I want a ton of bamboo and I want to be able to store a ton of bamboo because it's important. It's actually useful. But we'll see how that goes. All right, some gold ore. That's crazy. But yeah, what are we at now? We're at Y level 19, so we're climbing down, doing good. But I still have another. Oh man, if I'm trying to get down to 59, we still have another 60 or so to go. I'd like to say maybe 70. Kind of hard to count right now. A little tired. Just woke up from a small little power nap. Um, Today is actually Scarlet and Violet's release date too for a Pokemon. In case anyone's interested, it's very slow in the beginning, slow enough to the point where, and plus I had a neighbor of mine had to come over and I had to help him some stuff anyways. But it's slow at the start. I hope it picks up a little bit. I'm only about like half an hour into it, but it's like painfully slow at the start. Again, really hope it picks up because it seems like it's pretty good. But again, who fucking knows? So yeah, the trees are still there. Unfortunately, the infamous like very poorly detailed like trees, and there's a lot of pop in too. Like I genuinely do not know what the actual fuck they like, how much of a time crunch they're on with this kind of shit, or like what the deal is. But it always does feel like they could do better. But year and years pass, and they still don't quite do better in like 3D compared to how they did in 2D. They're getting better for sure, like with actual like gameplay changes. But in terms of like how it actually looks, it's still kind of like suspiciously realistic for like the terrain, and not like in a good way, because then also the Pokemon like stand out aggressively in terms of how they don't blend in, and then they try to make the Pokemon more realistic. That just does not work. But they're too hell bent on like making the terrain look like realistic, so it ends up looking like drab and boring. And it's like just well, not really the terrain itself. Like, oh yeah, you're in a fucking like desert with like a ton of Pokemon. Yeah, okay, whatever. It's like the actual colors of it. They're not ever vibrant enough, and like when they are, it's just like there's no detail to it, and it's like damn. Again, the tree. They're getting a little bit better, but goddamn, man, I thought they would have figured this shit out by this time, since it's like the fourth generation where they've made like 3D games. And again, I don't exactly know how games are made, and neither does like the rest of the fucking internet. So who am I to say anything about it? But still, it feels like something should be a little bit better by now. I mean, not the whole thing, but they are definitely taking good steps. But man, there should have been more out of it. But anyways, we are now getting down to. Now we'll go to 16. That's fine. Yeah, my level 16. Pretty far away from Deep Slate still. Ooh, we did hit another cave here though, which is actually pretty nice. That'll cut out some more work. They'll make a little bit when it comes to filling in the holes here, but for the most part, that cuts out a nice chunk of work for me. Same with the geode when I inevitably dig into that. And also this part too is actually just technically in range. So this cuts out just a little bit of work for me as well. Go ahead and through here. Now, I know it's a shame to break budding blocks, yada yada. I really don't fucking care. They're not that useful. Um, Again, I should actually check on the geode under my house. Keep talking about how shitty it is, yet I keep forgetting that it exists, so I should probably take care of that at some point. But yeah, I do have a geode under my base. It just was very lucky that it was there, because that was where I wanted to settle, so it was worked out pretty well, honestly. But now I do have to actually like mine the amethyst out of it to get any value out of it. So I've been neglecting it for a while, and I probably shouldn't be. And again, I don't want to really make an automatic farm for it because they're very clunky and weird to do. But it is definitely something I should at least maybe consider. You could definitely like at least automate the collection now that laser. Well, no, not quite. It's still the same issue. Like you still have to be pretty close for them to be like processed, like the entities for them to actually do their thing. But if I am close enough to it, which I think I am usually, as long as it's not divided into sub chunks, I should be able to just like make like these tiny little modules that like activate every so often to break it when it's fully grown, because you can make like counters with like observers and droppers, and then once the thing is fully grown, then it actually sends the signal to the piston to break it. But I'd have to make a lot of those and then actually like learn how they work, and then it's a whole like custom thing. But it's doable for sure. And then if I have the allays there, I should be able to automate the collection in a nicer way. That should be pretty useful. Because then they'll actually be useful for something. Because for right now they're still just in jail for being useless, honestly. So I gotta get them out of jail at some point. But I just haven't really felt like it. I haven't had a need for them at the moment, and honestly, it just hasn't been worth it. So it was nice finding them though when they were only like available through like structures. But now you can duplicate them, so there's really no need to go like looking for anything specific. So it's kind of whatever. Still want the bamboo wood though. God damn it! I want the fucking bamboo wood. They won't give it to me. It's another shulker box that's gonna be filled here. Go ahead and just fill this up the best we can, like so. Alright, good. And we'll just go ahead and reclaim some of this really quickly. Let's see, what Y level we at? 11 down here, it's pretty good. And again, a good chunk of this geode is open air too, so that actually makes my job a little bit easier. We can go ahead and just pack that up like so. There we go. Those picked up and tucked away, nice. So I haven't hit deep slate quite yet, but we are definitely like close. We're at Y level 12, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it soon. Here's a little bit of water here. It goes down. Oh, that's deep slate. I thought that was like skulk. That's why I was like, bruh, there's no way. But nope, there was no way because it actually wasn't skulk. It was in fact deep slate. So that's good. It's not really that big of a deal if we run into skulk. We would have definitely hit it digging down at some point, but still is nice to keep an ear out for every now and then. It's pretty much just digging from here for right now, and we'll just keep it going. I'm gonna have to switch out my shulker box here soon, since 2 of them are full, and the third one's definitely gonna get filled up here pretty quickly. There we go. Right, we'll go ahead and patch this in a little bit. And again, I do a 2-layer thick wall here because this outer like layer, this 2-layer thick is gonna be for like actual like decorative blocks, but the inner layer still needs to have like something behind it at the bare minimum, so it's not fully like exposed. So we need to just kind of keep that in mind as well. Nothing hard or that important or anything. It's just something I'm doing right now just to do. So just figured I'd mention it again. But yeah, today's been a pretty easy going day for me personally. Played a little bit of Scarlet and Violet, had to help my neighbor out with some stuff, and just been enjoying my time off of work for the next couple of days here. Since my job's only like Monday through Wednesday, and it's only for a couple hours a day, so it's pretty good. It's not paying a whole bunch, unfortunately, which I don't really appreciate. I know I'm starting out something very small, but considering again it's like a fucking degree position, and like you gotta at least have some knowledge of like accounting to do it. $12 an hour is kind of like a little ridiculous considering minimum's 11. So they're not getting a whole. And this is more of a temporary thing, anyways. I was talking to my boss yesterday, and he's playing the whole like, and I get where he's coming from, but like I literally do not fucking care because I highly doubt I'm gonna end up pursuing like a further career with them after this, anyways. I'll still do what I'm supposed to now, but like he's trying to play the whole like show up to work 10-15 minutes early and leave like 10-15 minutes later, and I will probably end up doing that just to the point where I like literally don't do anything until like I'm scheduled to work 8 to 2. Like it's literally showing up to sit there and do nothing because hey, I'm there in the building early, right? That counts. Because it's they're not getting free work out of me. they're already paying me $12 an hour. An extra half hour work is gonna add up for me since I don't have too many expenses. So they're not getting free work out of me when it comes to things like that. But I mean, hey, I do my job when I'm supposed to do at least, so they can't really fault me for that. But definitely is a little scummy to start trying to push that immediately as soon as he can. Don't appreciate it very much, you know. And again, I get where he's coming from, but come on. I'm gonna be here for at most 3 months till the end of January. So again, I've got November, which is already halfway over to mention, or about halfway over. December, which full month of December, and then full month of January. So I'm only working 2.5 months, and showing up early is not that important to me because it's a contracted thing. So once the contract is up, I'm not allowed to work there anymore, regardless. So what does it even matter? Oh, but they might hire me for a full-time job there. I don't fucking give a shit. I have other employment opportunities I'm working on right now, and like those require you to be certified, and we've already got people who are like willing to hire me like right out as soon as I get that certification, which I really do need to start working on like these kind of weekends. So I've been kind of neglecting it for a little too long now. But it's I'm not falling for that. They're not pressuring me into doing like a ton of extra shit like for $12 an hour. It'd be different if I was salaried and they paid me a good bit, but like I get like no health benefits and I'm gonna be out of work regardless at the end of January. The only difference might be they might let me go sooner for whatever reason. I don't know why they would, other than if I like did a really fucking bad job. But again, right out of college, and But who knows? They're nice so far. I don't mind working there. I'm just gotta be a little bit cautious of them trying to do anything in terms of like again like trying to guilt trip like working a little bit earlier, staying a little bit later because it adds like fucking bonus points with the boss because you're just that dedicated of an employee. Like no, I'm really not. No, I go there, I go to work, and I leave. That's it. That's the job. That's the deal. That's what I signed. That's what I'm following. That's what they should be following. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's just how it is. But if they keep trying to do that stuff, I'm not ever really too happy or thrilled about shit like that. So it's honestly just kind of disrespectful too. It's just not worth it. Not worth $12 an hour to be getting up even earlier to go drive through more traffic. Like, it's just, come on. Let's be real here. Oh yeah, that's the worst part about the job isn't the job itself, it's the fucking driving. I talked about it a little bit yesterday too, but I hate driving. I can do it, and I'm fine with doing it. I just don't like doing it every day for like literally like about an hour and 20 minutes each day. Not each way, just like in total. It's about like 40 minutes each way or so. So it's very taxing on me mentally, and then still have to worry about not getting in a car accident and dying. So that one usually stresses me out a little bit more than the actual driving bit. So but now once I get some of these other certifications, depending on how it goes, I might end up like resigning from there pretty quickly, just because like if I get a job somewhere else and they're like still letting me work like remote, or like they just let me work in general in like relative peace, and I'm like still making money with a salary with them, I'll probably just end up leaving this one because it's like very bare bones, and like I'm qualified to do other shit, and I can in fact be doing other shit with my time. So out the door I go. But no, I think I should be fine. Hey, I can actually see the bottom now. Cool. It's still a good job so far. It's just kind of doing a whole lot of nothing, honestly, at the moment. Like right now, I do have a project I am working on, but since I'm so new there, I do need extra help with it because they wanted me to try and remake their entire incentive program, which I'm new to the whole thing in general, and I have not even worked with your fucking application that you wanted me to work with because I can't learn a whole thing like that in like 3 days, especially when there's no like guidance on it at all from either them or the actual company who makes it. So it's like just kind of goofy, you know, a very unrealistic expectation. But they are at least giving me people to help me out with it and all that. So it's always good to hear that they're not just leaving me like high and dry, but still it's not very good. But hey, who knows? I'll be out of here soon enough, and I can actually go do other shit. I'm really excited for that real estate job, mainly because it's It's commission based. So, and since I don't actually have to be the one selling houses, I'll split like my commission 50-50 with my mother as long as I handle all of the back end stuff and she handles the actual sales. So it's a pretty fucking like sweet deal for me personally, since that means like, you know, a lot of the paperwork stuff is just that. It's paperwork and it's digital, so you can do it wherever and whenever as long as it gets done by like a certain point in time. So it's a pretty fucking sweet gig to have. Of course, I could still sell a couple of things every now and then if I really wanted to, but there's not that absolute like pressure to do it, you know. So it's again pretty good deal. And of course with that desk adjustment job I'm trying to work on too, I could work from home pretty much for any other state, and then that gets a lot of money on its own too. So it'll work out. It's just getting those is time consuming. I mean, when I was still actively working on the real estate stuff, it took me like about a month to get like halfway through because there's a lot to absorb, and like it's all of it is like law-based stuff, and honestly I should try like speeding up a little bit and then just refining it a little later for the practice exam. But once you do get through it, you get your certification, you gotta have like continuing education every couple of years, but it can't be that bad compared to actually getting it for the first time. But I'm looking forward to it. Is apparently my mom went to an event a couple of days ago where she actually had to meet some of the people who work there since they were opening up a new office and all that. They had an opening ceremony, and apparently they're like very nice to work around and just nice people to be around in general. So that's always a good sign to hear, at least. And again, it's mainly just you go there, you do your job, you sell a couple of houses, you get a good bit of commission. Um, I hope that commission isn't the only thing they offer. I hope they do have salary on top of it, but I could kind of understand if they didn't, but it still would be nice to at least have that kind of security. That is a pickaxe, and I would like to keep that. Yeah, we're at Y level 9 now, so we've got still quite a distance to go, but it is getting there. It is in fact getting there. I still have to remember to pop up to the surface to grab more shulkers at some point. I just have neglected it for a little while here. The other thing too is, and I've talked about it a little bit before, the shulker farm being up in the air also just made me realize I should probably do something similar for the iron farm to boot. Mainly because if the iron farm isn't up in the air, it's almost guaranteed that they would spawn in like one of these caves or like a weird pocket like over here. And I would rather not run that risk because it's a massive pain in the ass to find them and then kill them and then have to patch the whole hole up. So it's just easier to just have it up in the air a little bit below the shulker farm. Not too far, like not too close to the shulker farm, but pretty, high up there so they can't spawn in any like goofy spots down here. So I will probably end up doing that at some point. Not today, not for a little while, obviously, but again, it really just depends if iron golems can spawn without me having to AFK there. I haven't exactly had a way to test it at my base, mainly because I don't have a chunk loader there yet. I really should make one there just to kind of run like a couple of like little checks on just to see if that is a viable thing or not. Um, but I need to. But I'd have to make multiple, or I'd have to. If I wanted to do it, I'd have to like choose. Mainly because again, it's only the center chunk of that 5x5 grid that the chunk loader makes is what would process entities in Redstone. So that's where you'd have to position the shulker farm, because if they dipped out of that chunk at all, then they wouldn't be processed, so they would be kind of just stuck there in limbo while the other ones aren't, and then it would cause issues later on down the line with spawning. So very important to get it right and get it like fit in the right boundary, because if it's not, then it will cause issues. It will be a total pain in the ass to try and fix because I won't really be able to fix it. But we are currently out of space right now. I'm gonna go do something about that real quick. We'll pick up what I can down here. There we go. At Y level 9, nice and flat. Pretty good so far. And again, another like 60 to go now or so. We'll go ahead and F3G. Wow, could barely tell where it was for a second there. Um, let's see here. Okay. We'll just dump these away right now. No, fuck. Oh yeah, there we go. Right. There we go. Let's go ahead and cram all those away. Pickaxe is starting to run a little dry here, but that's fine, I suppose. Not too big a deal. Pop the bed down. I'll have to make sure to light up this island at some point. I'd like to do it today, but we'll kind of see how I'm feeling if I actually do decide to do that or not. It's not too big of a priority since the mob switch is always active nowadays, honestly. I don't mind disabling it, but again, when it comes to digging into these caves, it just is easier to just have a mob switch on, since, means I don't have to worry about nothing. We'll just go ahead and hop on down here. Go. Easy enough, and we can keep digging. So we should start dipping into deep slate layers here momentarily, and actually there it is. So we're gonna start mining into deep slates. Now it's about to slow down pretty significantly as this starts to go on. Unless we hit like a big thing of like gravel, tougher andesite, or things of that nature that you can insta mine with a different tool, it's gonna slow down here pretty big. So just kind of get ready to only see about like 10 layers per day instead of like 30 or 40. Because again, it's gonna slow down. I don't really have a choice other than to slow down. We'll hit F3G. Yep, still on the wall here. Perfect. I'll have to take out that budding block. I don't know if you could see it up there from here, but there's a couple of budding blocks I'd like to get rid of here really quickly. Since they're going to cause interference later on down the line. Might as well get rid of them now. Here we go. Should be good. Nice. Here we go. Hopefully I'll be out of this geode soon so it quits clogging up my inventory, but not too big of a deal either way. Yeah, once we get to Y0, we'll still have like 55 layers to go, so we'll still have quite a large chunk of shit to do. You can see how the deep slate's already starting to get more common as we keep going down, so we're gonna have to... I'll probably end up switching over to my fortune pickaxe too once we really start to get a full deep slate, since cobbled deep slate is more valuable than non-cobbled, so doesn't really matter for me to have normal deep slate. Doesn't do anything for me, I'll just turn it into cobble down the line anyways for like stairs and like the bricks and the tiles because they're cool block palette. It is kind of odd though that they don't have deep slate slayers, but they do have cobble deep slate or polished deep slate and all those kinds of like subgenres, but they don't have like normal deep slate. Like it'd be like if there were cobblestone like stairs and slabs, but there weren't stone stairs and stone slabs, and not like the stone brick variants. We're talking like just the normal stone ones, I mean, they would just be useful to have, and there's no reason not to have them, I suppose. Maybe there is a reason not to have them, but I can't exactly think of what it could be, to be fair, so I wouldn't know. Here we go. Should be on level 6. Yep. We are slowly but surely making it on down. And let's go ahead and pack in more of this garbage here. So. Easy enough. There we go. I'll grab that. And then we can keep digging, right? Okay. Still not wanting to use the fortune pick quite yet, because again, I really want to make it down to like Y0 before I start doing that, since it'll all be deep slate. Main reason being too that, ooh, hey, copper. Deep slate copper specifically, that one's kind of a pain in the ass to actually ever see or get. At some point too, I could always consider going to a mountain biome and trying to look for deep slate emerald. The one actually where the villager trading hall is, funny enough, is actually like the right kind of mountain biome to spawn like emerald ore. So I could always look into heading there. But deep slate emerald and coal ore are only found at about like these layers specifically, like 6 to 0, something like that. It's very rare because they just barely intersect with the normal like ones. So you can still technically get them because they used to be creative only, but they did tweak it very slightly so they the ranges where they would spawn would just barely be able to touch deep slate layers. So technically they would still be able to generate, but it is like ridiculously rare. Like you'll only ever see like one or two of them, like ever. Like it's hard to fucking find them. But it would still be a very cool find to actually try and collect. The block is more important than the actual ore, especially this late in the game too. I mean, it's a very rare thing. And it's so rare you couldn't even really you could use it for decoration if you were just insane, but like realistically you'd want to like put that thing in a museum at that point because goddamn they are very hard to come across in any kind of meaningful number or at all. I've never even seen one of them in like at all after all the time digging. Which to be fair, I never really dug at the right spot or level to like really look for them. But I could spend ages like looking for them and still not find. This is pretty rare nowadays too. Actual like normal diamond ore. It's not super duper rare, but it's still kind of not something you see that often anymore. Is like normal diamond. You always see like deep slate diamond, but you pretty much never see the normal one anymore. It's still cool to find to have. Again, it's good for decoration is the big thing, you know. Diamonds aren't very useful to me, not until I want to make like a diamond beacon or something like that, which I probably would not do for a very long time, unless I got extremely bored. Which I don't really plan on getting bored of. Well, no one ever does, I guess, but you know, you get my drift. I got enough shit here to keep me entertained and active, so I won't really get bored of what I'm doing for a while to want to do something crazy like that, but who knows? Might be nice to change things up every now and then, you know? But we're gonna go ahead and pop that down. I just kind of dump away some of this shit real quick. Like so. There we go. And we'll just start grabbing up some of this. And dump it away again. See, we hit a nice patch of granite this deep down, which means it'll go down for quite a while. And when it does that, it means I can actually still insta-mine, so that's always nice to have. Because again, progress is going to get a lot slower for the next 50 layers or so, unless we keep hitting large patches of like granite and gravel and like tough and andesite. Funny enough, I don't think diorite spawns that deep down at all. I think it might in like little patches, but for the most part, it's really like andesite and like tough. Tough is the other big one too. It's mainly tough. And usually it'll be because of an iron ore vein, so we'll see. Of course, iron ore veins aren't really that useful for like the actual ore, but they are useful for. Well, they're not useful for the iron. They're useful for the actual block, which is again good for decoration. So. Not, I always talk about decoration when it comes to things like that, yet I have literally not decorated fucking anything in like ages. I'm finally starting to decorate my base a little bit, on top of like doing actual like buildings and whatnot, but even then it still takes an eternity and a fucking half for me to get some real motivation and inspiration to do it, so it pretty much never happens is my main point. We should be ready to start dipping into 0 now, so we're gonna hit F3 to 0. So now once we're done digging this out, it's going to start getting slower. It'll get fast because of the granite here, but for the most part, it's going to just be all like deep slate all the time, and that, definitely ends up being a drag. And impedes a lot of progress, But see, we got some tough here, for example, which is perfect. Like, that's the kind of stuff you want to see. Because again, you can actually insta-mine the damn thing, so... even though we're pretty much always going to hit deep slate now, I'm still using the silk touch pickaxe because I still do want actual like deep slate every now and then, but I just don't want it all the time. Did I just now pick up a normal piece of what? Why did it just now tell me I could make that? I've picked up deep slate copper before. It seen me do it. I don't know why it gave me the crafting recipe now for it, putting it in a furnace, but Okay, I guess. It's not that big of a deal or anything, it's just kind of odd is all. Kind of a weird choice. We're still mining through it pretty quickly, don't get me wrong, but it's not instant, you know. Like, I would have already been to the end of this and then some already, but it's, you know, not instant, so it definitely slows down a lot. But hey, who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky. 201. Okay, we should be fine to kind of take away here for a little while. I do need to keep an eye on it, though. I would rather not break this pickaxe. I still have that spare that's already, like, in reserves. That means I'd have to make another spare again. So I just don't want to do that if I can help it. You know, it's not ever fun. It's starting to turn nighttime here soon, so I pop down the bed after I get this floor done. And then I can actually switch over to the good pickaxe. Not really the good one. They're both pretty good in their own right. I'm going to switch over to the fortune pickaxe. That's what I need. Chipping away at it layer by layer does take a long time, but kind of what I have to do. Sometimes I wonder if it's just easier to just like stand on like a thing of like 4 blocks and just dig them all the way straight down and just keep doing that over and over. I really doubt it is quicker, honestly, but it might feel like it's quicker, which is always helpful, you know. Even if it's not really quicker, and it's as long as it's not that much slower, it does help to at least spice things up a little bit, you know. Keeps me on my toes. Yes, you know, we're in a nice little like granite patch, so now this part speeds up massively, and then it slows back down as you start getting out of granite to mine. Oh shit! Yep. See. 103. We are starting to actually cut it on durability, so we need to be a little careful. It's just being mindful of it. We'll fucking, I don't know, go probably turn on the Guardian farm. Of course, we'll have to turn off the mob switch to use the Guardian farm, but I should head back there to fix up all my old shit anyway. So we'll probably do that at some point near the end of the stream today. Or maybe actually I should probably trade instead. Honestly, it's means I don't have to go fly in the Nether to the mob switch. The main thing is actually getting my emerald stock back up, and then also getting a bunch of like redstone and like actual usable things like quartz too. I kind of do need more quartz, so we'll kind of just go. Yeah, we'll probably go trade for XP and like actual shit. So and for emeralds too. This layer took a lot longer and for good reason, but. We will definitely have enough durability to make it, but it's gonna start getting pretty slow from here on out. That's a shame. Still is gonna be cool once it's done though, don't get me wrong, but it is just gonna get slower. Yeah, let's go ahead and start tucking all of this shit away, like so. I probably am gonna want to fly up to the surface and go pick up an extra shulker box, so we'll go do that here in a moment. There we go. Yeah, actually about perfect timing. Oh wait, no, I've got one extra shulker, but I still need to do it anyway, so we'll just go ahead and break that and fly up to the surface. Knock that away. Takes 2 fireworks to get up and out now, which, it's quite a lot. Go ahead and pop those out. Good. And then we'll take another 2. And then back down we go. Alright, it's quite the drop now. I wouldn't be surprised if it would start popping my totem after a certain point, because it's getting pretty fucking deep, so. Yep, we're in the negatives now officially, so we've got the Fortune 3 pickaxe out, and we can just kind of go from here. And there's iron, that's crazy. use that patch of tough I was talking about, so that should help speed things up a little bit. Although I might be just outside of where it really needs to be, which is a shame, but might also try breaking it up a little bit differently. Actually, no, we'll try it now. So I want to see if like I can just shave it away like bit by bit, like layer by layer. So we'll like dig out like 3 at a time all the way to bedrock, and then just do it again. Just pretty much keep doing it. Given that there is iron ore mixed in with the tough, we might have actually hit an iron vein, but it's not really too important. It is just something to take notice of, because they're cool. They're still very cool to look at, and at least like they still are pretty useful. They're not useful for iron, but they are useful for the actual ore block, so it's still nice to take notice of those when they do occur. And also the raw iron blocks every now and then are always a treat to see. Let's see, we're at -9. So yeah, we'd have about like less than 50 blocks to go, like downwards if we did this all the way. So it's gonna take a while. Pretty much regardless of what I do, it'll take a long time. So unless I keep hitting more like good shit with the tough, but again, that's not always guaranteed. Hey, gravel, there we go. And again, as long as I keep hitting good patches like this, it should be a lot quicker to go through. I see that cut out half my work for me that time, but then again, it gets back to being slow. And shit like this, where I wish they would have like a haste beacon, or not a fucking haste beacon. Yeah, what do you think I've already got right now? A haste potion that would stack with the beacon. Because if it did, we'd have to do like a lot more effort to like mine out like a ton of this shit like very efficiently, and it would only be like limited in time, but because it's limited, it's a lot more special, and it is good in short bursts. Because being able to insta-mine like deep slate just in any capacity would honestly be huge, but nope, gotta dig it all out manually. Maybe one day. Here we go. But no, it probably would never happen if I'm being honest. I think they've definitely been suggested that a ton of times before, and they've probably said they won't do haste potions because some of their shit, like, it's already there. They don't want certain things to be insta-mine or whatever, but who knows. It would be nice if that did change. It'll be like a beacon exclusive thing. It wouldn't just be like a ton of haste potions, it's beacons and haste potions, but I don't know if haste potions would ever even make that much. Oh, they do make sense. They're like literally the only like effect I think from beacons that you can't get through potions, as far as I remember. Resistance you technically can, but it's on the Turtle Master one, so that one's kind of iffy. Although the Turtle Master one does unironically have its own merit, so it's not like completely worthless or anything. Like, people are using that to help like fight the Warden much better because the resistance, is very fucking good. It's like resistance 4 or something. So if you chain that together with like a regen 2 beacon or whatever, and then or like a regen 2 potion, well, not really a potion because the potions last for like no time, but you could probably just, actually fight like a Warden head on without like worrying about dying if you had like a Turtle Master potion. I might consider doing that at one point too, but you need like a whole fucking turtle helmet. And I always thought for the longest time too it was Scutes, because it just feels like it would make more sense for it to be Scutes. But no, instead it's a whole turtle helmet, which is fucking 5 Scutes, and it's already annoying to get one of them because you have to wait for a baby turtle to grow up. And I also used to think too that you had to like kill turtles to get Scutes. They just need to grow up. You don't actually have to kill them. So whoops. Um, but now they need to change that at some point to be Scutes instead of turtle helmets, because I mean so much more expensive, and for what, you know? It's hard to get a hold of potion. It's not cool. But, I mean, Resistance 2, I think you can make. I think that's the highest the beacon goes is to. Ooh, this is perfect. This is a little better. It's a little bit of open air, but it's already this low to the ground, so it's something that's going to help me that much, you know, over enough time. Still nice to see something like this, though. Having any kind of like work that's already done for me is always nice to see. I don't want to keep doing this all day, every day. I'd say we could probably get like a quarter of this done fairly reasonably. So we're already a 16th. We're getting up to like a 16th here soon. So then all I would really have to do is you know, do it like again, but like 3 blocks wide instead of just one. Then bring it all the way down, and that'll be another quarter done. But again, it's one of those things that takes a very long time to do, regardless of what I really do or don't do. So still just something I gotta keep an eye out for. But yeah, this stuff is definitely a fucking pain in the ass to comb through. It is getting there though. We should be nearing the very bottom here in a moment, since it was at about like 55 or so. I know technically 59 is where it is, but like 55 is where the ceiling is, or about 54, so we'll be hitting it here pretty soon. I wonder how long it's been. It's been an hour already of just doing this, so yep, quite a lot of time has already passed. There we go, so it's another 3. Okay, there we go. So it's this whole 16th of it done. It's not too bad. Doesn't look very impressive, but that is a lot of shit to try and sit down and mine. Oh, let's do it again another 3 times, so yay. Still has to get done, unfortunately, so I gotta do it again. Ow. That one stung a little bit. See how much quicker it is with the tough, though. It makes it so much nicer, but then it goes right back to deep slate, and that is annoying. It takes a very long time to do. Still important to do, but it. Oh my god, man. It's gonna be a cool thing once it's done. It's just getting it done is taking a while to do. But I'd say next stream I can get another quarter of it done at the very least. Maybe even like another and like entire half of it done. So then the stream after there'd only be another like quarter or 2 left to do. But it just kind of depends, honestly, how I'm feeling. And I want to say I'm gonna stream again tomorrow on a Saturday, but definitely not Sunday. And it might get a little bit like intermittent next week as well, with it being Thanksgiving and all. Actually, no, it will get intermittent next week with it being Thanksgiving and all. So, pretty much once I'm done this weekend on like Saturday, like tomorrow, probably won't hear anything from me for like more than a week or so. It's not really too big of a deal or nothing, but I got stuff I need to do, and then having family over and all that. So, not really. I don't want to stream like that late at night either. But we'll see how that goes. Not too bad though. Damn, like how far are we? We're only at -6. Yeah, okay, this stinks. Oh yeah, it's another good chunk of it done, sure, but we're gonna try something a little different here. Try digging it out this way. We'll try going down like 6 blocks and then just trying to like dig it out like every 6 blocks or so. That might end up helping a little bit. Again, half of it is a mental thing too, Gotta like at least make it feel like it's going a little bit quick, and then if it ends up not being that quick, that's fine. But gotta do something to keep myself entertained and a little bit awake here. It is pretty boring, but it's important to do. Damn it, gotta get done. See, there's all that empty space I could end up using, with not having to actually dig shit out there. But no, can't do that. It's not quite time. It's in the wrong spot too. We can at least reach the sky out of this. That's always good to see. See how much quicker that was when it was all granite? But no, it's gonna be deep slate again for a while. Let's go ahead and tuck more of this away. See, we're barely coming through anything. Like, my pickaxe actually has a lot of durability on it still, so we're not hitting hardly anything out of this. Man, this shit is awful. It's gonna be worth it. It really will be worth it, but it's another one of those goals that is only cool once it's really, like, done. I'm tired of working on shit like that, but this one's kind of a little bit more important. I can't really neglect it. The reason this one, again, is important is because, we're cramming a ton of farms into this thing, and some of these farms, like mainly the bamboo farm, honestly, is one of the biggest ones that needs to go in here. That one is specifically is like really important to me, again, with it being automatic wood, and then the sugarcane farm is just nice to have, honestly, for like fireworks and paper. But mainly, the paper to make fireworks, so, kind of whatever otherwise. Um, Cactus farm, that'll have to get moved into here. The honeycomb and honey bottle farm, that one will actually be like a pretty big like brick of like shit, hopefully, because I really want that one to be like quite massive. Because it's hard to get quite a lot of honey blocks, but honeycomb's easy enough. It's the blocks that are like stupid to fucking get a hold of, so I'd like to try and get as much of it as I can. Still mining out a large chunk of this shit. We're about like at another good halfway point here. I mean, I've done a lot today already with this, but I still probably got about another like hour and a half in me before I want to like do anything else. So we'll just kind of keep chugging along and see what I can do. Here we go. was a pretty deep hole, but damn. It's kind of cool to see though, like all the different things, like the diary and like the tough and the iron ore and all that stuff, kind of like poking out the sides. It's not really useful. It's just kind of interesting to look at least to me. But still have a very long way to go. Unfortunately, we're at less than 50 blocks now, at least. Well, once we kind of get the rest of this done, we'll be less than 50 blocks. But again, it's still a very long and boring process, so it does take some time, but it is getting there. I don't know what day it is. It is 1680. Hey, we're getting close to 1700 now. That's cool. I think by the time day 2000 rolls around, we should have like a lot of this kind of base shit done. Um, Not the mountain range, obviously, but like a lot of the actual like base where I live should be like a lot prettier to look at, and like a lot more of the trading hall hopefully be done by then. I'm hoping to have at least started to work on the mountain range by that point too, just to kind of have that going again, because I think it is really important to have that done and the actual peaks are made and all that kind of shit. Just takes time though. Wonder what I should try and aim for day 3000. And we're going to actually have a written board for that too, just to kind of see. I want to set those goals at around like day 2000 or so, or like a tiny bit after that, just because I want to see like what goals I could try and achieve and see if I actually do achieve any of them. There's no real deadline or like pressure to achieving any of them, of course. I just want to see if I would actually be able to do it. I feel like I'm like not doing quite as much. Well, there is no right answer in this game. Obviously, like I'm not doing as much as I should be. If that's how I feel, that's how I feel. But there is no right answer. There is no should be doing this or should be doing that. It is what it is. But I do want to do more. It's just weird getting the time for it, and now that I'm kind of not in college at the moment, it would be better if I was in college to be able to do this stuff on Ironic Day, since I'd at least have like more time to myself to be able to like do this without having to be bugged or feeling like a jackass for doing this or anything. But who knows? It'll get better. But man, the amount of shit I gotta go through to get all this is just, oh my god. It's gonna be worth it. Like, I cannot stress that enough. It is gonna be worth it. As long as the chunk loader thing works the way I think it's gonna work. Um, I don't believe it's divided into sub chunks and how it processes entities. So it's a 5x5 gridded chunks that goes from bottom of the world to the top of the world, and not like a 5x5x5 like cuboid of like sub chunks that are 16 by 16 by 16. So if that ends up being the case, that's going to be significantly harder to do, because every chunk would have to have the chunk loader at the bottom half of it, and then the top half is the only part that's left over for like farms and shit. Which, no, there's absolutely no way that ends up being the case. And I'm trying to think of like, because again, I've only ever built like a couple of chunk loaders. I just don't think that's quite the case with any of them. Where like it only goes off of like sub chunks for when it comes to calculating that shit. But I can't exactly think of any examples that would say that it's false. You know that it does have to be, it is based off of sub chunks rather than actual like traditional chunks. There's nothing about it saying it's wrong, but there's nothing saying that it's right either. It's just something I had to fuck around and find out with. So we'll probably pop over to the creative world at some point. Not today, but just in the near future to test that out. We'll like make like a very basic, simple iron farm. at like near the top of the world, and then just throw like a fucking chunk loader at the bottom of that chunk and see how it goes. That's pretty much all I'd have to do to really test it. So it wouldn't be too hard to put together since I'll have like creative and all that shit, obviously, since it's a whole separate fucking creative world. But we're nearly done with another good chunk of shit here that's almost dug out, so that's nice. This will be quite the challenge to sort out a lot of these boxes back at home, especially from some of the earlier layers where they had a lot more stuff like mixed in with them. But it should still be fine. It's a lot easier now that most of it is sorted and labeled. It's just something I just have to do it again, is all, you know. GA. Probably turn the air conditioning back on soon. I had it off for today because it was pretty fucking cold this morning, but now it's starting to heat up in my room since, you know, none of my windows are open because I don't like having them open. It's already loud enough as is outside with all these fucking dump trucks around and things like that, so trying to keep it a little quieter. You can actually see the floor, but again, the floor is still very far away in comparison to anything right now. Be at 8, yep. 12, good. Use tough, there we go. And again, we got it to speed up a little bit between. Oh, this is actually very good. So we've got a small cave. That again cuts out a little bit of my work here. And then we've got tough, which, you know, cuts out a lot of my work because I can actually just insta-mine and focus on destroying shit so that I have to also patch up shit on top of it. It's always helpful. Going around here. Here's the edge. See, like a lot of this part here is open air, so it's not nearly as bad to do right now, which is great. Still does take a lot of time though, unfortunately, but getting better. Now we're hitting these tough patches, and now that we've at least hit some caves, it cuts out quite a large chunk of work for me. And look at how quick that is to mine, you know? Go. Another nice big chunk of this done. Still gotta patch in some of these every now and then. Should probably silk touch some of these ores, but then again, I'll always just find more at some point, so I'm not gonna, honestly. And again, it's only for decoration after a certain point. You know, I can buy a ton of lapis, and I've actually already got like a ton of lapis reserved for like enchanting and like things like that. It's only really useful for dye nowadays. Um, and even then, it's just kind of like whatever. I guess another farm too would actually be a it technically is a thing I could build, but realistically I won't because it's just kind of fucking goofy. The two tall flower farms. So I could take some of the extra bone meal that's produced from the moss farm and the iron farm, and just funnel it into those like dispenser arrays with the two tall flowers, and then farm those pretty easy. But why would I really want to do that? If we're being honest, it's not that useful, but still kind of nice. But it's kind of whatever at the end of the day, you know. The dyes that they give, I would rather just be able to farm at my own base only when I need them. It's not something I need like a ton of, like all the time, you know. There's pretty much never really been a time where I've actually needed a lot of those dyes either. It was just more of a sustainability thing, so at least I had the option to get them if I really needed to. I do have the option to do it. I just don't fucking need it, is all. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna put away some more of this shit, like so. There we go. Boom. Easy enough. It's pretty nice and quick to put shit away now that it's all turning into like just deep slate and maybe a couple of other things mixed in here and there. It's always nice to see. Yeah, we still have quite a rick of shit to clean out here. Again, we're only down to like negative 13, so we're still about 40 blocks away if it goes down to negative 53, so about 40 blocks left. Getting there, don't get me wrong, but still just takes a lot of time and effort to do. Although as long as we at least hit a couple of like tough patches and things like that, we honestly should be fine. Just need to hit something every now and then to speed it up a little bit. We hit another edge here. Nope, almost. There we go. Now we hit another corner. Oh wait, redstone I don't actually need anymore. That almost killed me. Not really that it would have killed me. I just would have dropped like 45 blocks. It's really not that bad. Definitely would have lived it here. I'll even check real quick. It should be perfectly livable. Yeah. Still drops you 4 hearts though, which I don't really want to have happen, but perfectly livable by like a long shot. I still have totems on me too, obviously. Not to mention food and golden apples too, and like a real pinch, but still not something you want to just do repeatedly. Anyways, we'll just keep going on down here. Sorry, I've been a little quiet, but I kind of am running out of things to say here. It's literally just more of the same shit of just go mine this, and that's it. There's nothing else to do, which is fine. It's just what I want to do just to get it done, but it definitely does kind of stink. Another goal I should probably try and have just for myself, and this isn't related to Minecraft or anything, I'm just kind of sitting here thinking. I think by the end of November, I should at least be done with my class for real estate. Like, I think from here on, I should be trying to at least do like a unit of work per day. It doesn't take that long, it's like half an hour or so a day of like studying and like doing shit. And then I can take like about a week to do like the practice exam like a fuck ton of times, and then I can actually ooh, okay, another here, right? But I should really start actually doing the that class again because I have kind of neglected it for a little bit too long here to get back into it. I'm still only on Unit 9. Well, not really Unit 9. It is Unit 9 technically, but like it is almost done. But I still, need to finish it. And I still have like another 10 units to do after that, or I guess it's 9 because I have units 10 through 19. No, it's still 10, yeah. But it still isn't that bad or anything. It's just something I really need to make sure I get back on and do. So like probably after I'm done with this here, for example, I'd probably just go ahead and start exporting this VOD and then like go heat up some lunch and then, start working on that for like half an hour. I really do need to get back into the habit of just studying every day for that thing. So I got to take a state exam to get my licensure here, so I got to make sure I do really good at it. You have to get at least a 70 on it for it to pass, which is fine by me. Because once you pass that exam, the state exam is like the same thing pretty much or whatever. Or the practice exam preps you for the state exam, so there is no final exam in this course. It's just literally all prep for the state exam, which is its own separate thing that you'd have to take. But once you pass that, you get your license, and that's all you got to do. Pretty good. But I think I could probably get it done by like the end of November, middle of December. Definitely before the start of the new year. That would be very good and ideal to do. Um, Probably about halfway through December, everything should be all wrapped away, so I can start work on my my other course. Since I'll have enough money saved up by then to actually like be able to do it, so it should be good. We'll see. Because it'll be a while before I actually get into this college, apparently, because they just finally got my high school transcript, and I even called them over the phone and like had them send me an email about it too to verify. But they still want my fucking preliminary transcript from my old university, which I made sure that they were like, hey, you don't actually need this, but apparently I still fucking do. So I'm not very happy, and at this point I'm pissed off enough to where I'm just gonna wait another semester anyways to just do it another time. It's not worth it. It's not worth doing like 5 classes in spring and then like having to do 3 in summer as well to make up for not doing anything in fall. So I would rather just wait until the next fall semester to pick things back up for the rest of my bachelor's. It's just not worth rushing this kind of shit anymore, and I have plenty of time to do it, and it gets me more time to like kind of build up like my kind of portfolio of like all this other like shit that I've been trying to work on, and it gives me some free time off too to just kind of enjoy not having to do a whole bunch of crazy shit all the time with trying to go through college still and having a job on top of it now, and actually get to enjoy my life a little bit more. But who knows? I still do want my degree though, within the next couple of years because it's only going to get paid for, within the next couple of years. Like I can't put it off like too much longer. I can put it off until 2025 technically, but I have to make sure it's done by 2025 or so is when my scholarship will run out, whether I've done it or not. It only lasts for 5 years after high school graduation, so and they'll pay for 120 credit hours, and that doesn't include the classes I already took when I was doing dual enrollment. So I have a pretty good like bit of leeway I can work with here, which is nice. That's what I wanted. We've almost got yet another section of this area done. How long has it been? It's been an hour and a half flat. Cool. But we've gotten yet another large chunk of this done here in a moment. I guess we'll just keep going still, but it still just takes a very long time to do, so I need another shulker box here soon anyway, so we're gonna have to go up to the surface here. Like, this one's fine for now. It's the other two that I need to get switched out. Again, we're getting there, you know? It still is taking a lot of time. You can actually see the floor pretty clearly now. Instead of it just being this far off goal, it's actually like somewhat tangible nowadays, which is nice. I think what I'm gonna do is kind of split this up into like its own little section here, and then just dig this part all the way down to bedrock. Do that. I'll have to sleep in the bed soon too, because I've been kind of neglecting that as well. So we'll just pop that down and sleep in it really quickly while I'm still thinking about it. And then because it's about time for phantoms to start spawning, I want to say, and I just don't want to deal with them either. They're just annoying. Not very hard, obviously, but you know, just little fucking pests just to get rid of is all. But yeah, go ahead and keep going here. See, that's much nicer to go through, but doesn't happen all that often, unfortunately. Here we go. I think I'll probably dig this like quarter down to bedrock and then probably call it there for today, because it's, you know, not too big of a deal. And hang on, I need to check something here really quickly. Fucking. I'll do that in a second here. God damn it. Of course. Once I'm finished up with this tiny section here, I'm gonna go do something really quickly, so I will not get myself in a corner here and just pause the game and set it to back, so it won't be too bad, but it shouldn't be gone for too terribly long, but I do have to leave something really. It's a little annoying though. Can't ever catch a break. Gotta always do something else for fucking her. Can't ever do anything by yourself like you just. Llama, what? Guess there's a wandering trader nearby, because it's the only reason why there should be any llamas. I'm guessing up there there's a wandering trader, and it's. Yep, you can hear it and everything. That's odd. Sure, we'll see it here soon enough. Alright, almost done with this little bit. I should honestly go run up and grab the shulkers really quickly. So we'll go fill this one up and then go drop the old ones off and then go pick up some new ones. And then I'll go AFK for a little bit because I gotta go do something. So go ahead and pack away some of this. Here we go. It's a good bit of shit. And we'll go ahead and just fly on up real quick. Yep, see, there's a trader llama there. Oh, it was weird. So the trader llama spawned down there, but the actual wandering trader did not. It's all dies. Are you kidding? That guy sucks. Bye bye. That guy died. I hate that. Oh, he's definitely dead for sure then. That was kind of funny. Anyways, we're gonna go and grab a little bit of this, and then we'll just like peep into this corner and on the chest plate. Just kind of dig into this here a little bit. Nothing too hard. And we'll just do something like this. We'll put a torch down, hit escape, and I will be back soon. I don't know, like 10 minutes, something like that. But yeah, give me a little bit here. Alright, sorry about that. Turns out I was outside of my front door, not a different door, so I ended up not having to go away for too long there. But anywho, that's all taken care of, so we can just dump this random shit out. You've got our extra shulker boxes to keep doing stuff with, and as I talked about, we're gonna dig out that quarter still. Just kind of go from there. So we're at that point now. We're gonna have to actually use the elytra to get down here quicker because it's okay. Need to even out. There we go. All right. Yep, down we go. See the remains of one of the llamas that I punched down here, but still a little annoying. Negative 21. Right. We got about another 30 blocks in height to go down. So we still have a lot of work, unfortunately. Here we go. That's not the right block there. Damn it, what fucking now? God damn it, hang on, give me a sec. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, but nope. I'm gonna go and patch that up and then keep digging here. I don't know how that didn't push me off. I'm gonna be completely honest. It just didn't. That was just really kind of fucking weird, but I'll take it, sure. It means I don't have to climb up another like 50 blocks or whatever to get back up here. It's only like 40, but still, it's still not zero, which, you know, means I have to waste time getting back up here and all that, so it's for the best. Sounds like there's yet another cave, which is perfect. So that means less work I have to do. And it's a little bit to my left by the sounds of it, which is good. So it's actually in there, hopefully. I'm hoping it's in there. Again, I want to try and have as much work cut out for me as possible, you know, just by having caves that I can just fill in or just ignore. Since, you know, a lot quicker to build than it is to mine when it comes to this shit, so. Level we even at? Negative 27. Still another 30 or so, a little less, maybe like 25. We gotta go down still. So again, it is getting there, but I mean, this means a whole quarter of it'll be done, just for this section. So if I do it again tomorrow, then, you know, we'll definitely have quite a lot of it cut out, which is nice. But damn, it does take a long time though. Ah, damn it, man. There's a lot here still. Oh my god. Really 6. Definitely getting closer, but again, it's still like a lot. Like we've got some blank space down here, so I'm guessing it was another one of those caves that I'd found earlier. Still, it takes a while. Definitely want this quarter done, and then we'll probably go for the day. I don't even want to trade right now, honestly. I'm just kind of over this shit. Hopefully, I come across some more tough like that though, because that sped up a lot because of it. Nice. Yeah, see, we got a nice chunk of it down here, even like directly next to me, so that'll help make things a little bit easier. I mean, like, see, like, look how much quicker that is, you know? I gotta put some stuff away in the shulkers here in a moment. Here we go. See how much quicker that is when you get actual, you know, fucking shit you can mine through? Like, no way. Crazy. Keep that away. There we go. Out of space. I need to like throw the lead and lever down this cliff here. It's kind of just taking up inventory space. But give it that. But seriously, if we can hit more tough patches like that, I mean, that sped that part up so much fucking better. But until that keeps happening, it's just gonna keep being kind of slow and boring. So it is what it is. I get it, man. But oh my god, I'm tired of doing slow, boring shit. There's nothing left to really explore either until they get some crazy shit like a whole new dimension for like the cities or something like that. Like I've hit every structure that I've really wanted to hit and explore. All it is now is just building. There's nothing particularly cool left to find anymore, in terms of like I mean I've visited every biome, I got the achievement for it and everything. It's there's hardly anything left to find, anything really unique to find that really like sticks out with me, but it have to be like a really cool like set of biomes or something for it to really stick. But here's part of the work that I was talking about that was already done for me. So go ahead and just do that. Wouldn't mind this out a little bit more. Go another 2 blocks thick. Just kind of a little safety thing, and then again also so that way I can just take out the inner wall and still have an outer wall left over since I am still blocking off like entire caves. So I'm not blocking it anymore. And we're at Y level -40, so we are almost done at least, but again, it still is taking a very long time to do. Still have a lot left to do on top of it, but it is getting there. It's hitting a little bit of tough, but of course it's not in the right spot that I'd want it to be at. Yeah, and this does make it a little easier, but it still is just kind of shitty. Whatever. You can really start to see the end of it though, but again, there is still a lot left to, at least for today. Not to mention I still have a whole nother like 3/4 left to clean through at some point, but those also take time. This is not the right layer to be doing that at. Whoops. Picked the wrong one. What are we at now? -46, so we are still getting close. Again, we can actually really see the fucking floor of this now, which is nice. That is the wrong way, I got a little mixed up there. Alright, it's an easy patch, but still have a lot left. How long has it been? It's been 1 hour 52, so it's been 2 hours here. Again, just mining for today, but it, still has to get done at some point regardless, so I mean, whatever, but stuff does, like, take a long fucking time now. Still really wishing I would hit a couple more caves here and there, though, but it is what it is, I guess, Pretty much the last bit here. It's the last big chunk, and then we've got like that 2-layer thick chunk that I still have to go through, obviously, but this is pretty much a big stretch here, and then that'll be a quarter of this done fully, which is nice. Still have a lot left to do after this, of course, but that's for another day. I've already been working at this for like 2 hours straight. I gotta take a little break here and then. Plus, my pickaxes are starting to get worn out again too. Probably at the start of next stream, I'll take some time to like trade with the villagers and like go use the Guardian farm since the mob switch. Mob switch will technically still be on, but it won't be loaded until I go back there again. So just kind of be whatever. Alright, we're gonna preemptively put away a little bit here. So, this is the wrong box. I thought I actually switched those around. I did not. Okay, well, that's fine. Easy fix, but damn, thought I had that. And there it is, the actual end of it. Nice. Fuck. Hope I can actually. Oh, I can. Alright, that's fine then. Basically, all we're gonna do is just kind of walk around and mine it from the other side like this, and it should be fine. Yep, a whole quarter of this done is quite an achievement to do in a single day. Not only in like 2 hours to boot, it just isn't even quite 2 hours yet. It's been like an hour 50, 30, so still a lot of time has passed, but still ain't 2 hours yet, luckily. But yep, there we go. And we got this last little strip here. And then hopefully on my next couple of quarters, I'll keep like that tough patch. Will be like a good thing to look forward to, since that'll like carve that out really fucking quickly. But hopefully we run into more things like that, since it definitely can get very tedious and just time consuming not hitting it so often. But yeah, pretty good overall. Got a lot of deep slate or probable deep slate out of it, which is always nice. And we've got a pretty sizable amount done today here too. To the geode, but yeah, we've got the next big chunk to start on at -13, and we've got a good quarter that done on goes all the way down. So next time, basically, we'll just be cutting out, and we can even cut like a small little bit of it out just to kind of mark. So next time we'll just mine out like this much all the way down to bedrock. You can already see what I'm carving out here. Yeah, we could mine something like this all the way down to bedrock next time, and then probably do another quarter as well. I want to hope that next time I can just really power through it and get all of it done on like in one go. So I'll probably be here for more than 2 hours then, but then I'll be able to take like a week off for it because I have to do other stuff anyway. So it'll at least be something good. It's a nice goal to aim for. Should be done by day 1700, hopefully. But yeah, basically we're just gonna take this chunk now and drive it all the way down into the ground, as far as we can go with it. So again, we do have like a couple of like patches here and there. Like we've got some like tough patches that we can like mine out, but it's pretty much it. It's just that one, which don't need to tell you, but that's not exactly a whole lot. I wish there was another cave I'd be able to hit, but it looks like we might not be hitting any for a very long time. But yeah, let's just go ahead and dump off some of these completely filled ones, which was that single one. So we'll just go ahead and this away here, like so. And we'll go ahead and just fly on back home really quickly. So we want to go -z, +x. So, and we'll start making the trip home here. But again, some good progress today too. So I got a whole quarter of it from top to bottom of the world. You got another 3 quarters left to do, and then I'll be in good shape to actually have it done tomorrow on Saturday. So see how that goes. Went a little bit too far to the left here. We need to drive a little bit more to the right. Should be coming up on the mountain range here in a moment. So start to see it load in here any second now. Yeah, you can see its shadow already. I still need to get rid of these, or at least cover it up on the back. But again, covering it up on the back is extremely difficult because the amount of dirt I need to even be able to do framework on it is insane. And not to mention, I wouldn't obviously just do fucking framework. I'd have to, like, oh, I don't know, fill the fucking thing in. So, I guess just for a little bit of extra context, this was the only part that I've actually tried to work on a little bit. And not, it's fine. It's not really passable, to be quite honest. I'm not a big fan of it. So, I'm gonna end up tearing this part down and starting over anyways. But, yeah, I need to get better at actually making the dirt framework. Because once I get the framework, filling in the other stuff isn't hard. It's the framework for me right now that's difficult. We got some thunder strikes, so that's cool, but I don't really fucking care. So we're just gonna go ahead and just sleep that one off. But yeah, it is currently day 1684. It has been 2 hours, and we got a lot done, and I'm a little tired here. So thank you all for watching. I was still getting a little short with these, but I will hopefully be back tomorrow on Saturday, and I'll hopefully get the rest of that chunk done.